Good evening, and welcome to MTSU's Vote 2024 election coverage. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by a team of reporters and producers dedicated to bringing you live updates from 7 Middle Tennessee counties. MTSU Vote 2024 starts now.
Good evening. Welcome back to MTSU's Vote 2024 special election coverage. I'm Taylor Pennington.
And I'm Dylan Simmons. Coming up, we're live at the Democrat and Republican headquarters right here in Murfreesboro.
We'll also have a special report on redistricting and a look on swing states. MTSU Vote 2024 starts right now.
In case you missed it, earlier tonight we announced quite a few city mayoral races around the Middle Tennessee area. In Wilson County, Rick Bell will continue to serve Lebanon as mayor. This will be his second term. Also in Wilson County, James Maness will serve a second term as Mount Juliet's mayor.
Moving to Warren County in Viola, Trent Pratner ran unopposed for his second term as mayor. Also in Warren County, Ryle B. Chastain won the mayoral race in McMinnville.
Let's get a check on the Tennessee U.S. Senate race. Republican U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn wins her re-election bid. Blackburn defeated State Rep. Gloria Johnson, who shot to fame last year after she was nearly expelled from the State House for her participation in a gun control protest from the House floor. Johnson had hoped that the national attention on her gun control reform efforts and support for reproductive rights would appeal to Tennessee voters.
Turning now to U.S. House Tennessee District 4, let's get an update on that race. Scott Descharlet with the Republican Party has won the seat for House of Representatives District 4. Descharlet has been serving as a U.S. representative for Tennessee's 4th Congressional District since 2011. This will be his 8th term representing District 4. In the race for the U.S. House of Representatives for District 5, here are the latest results. Incumbent Republican Andy Ogle will continue serving as representative for District 5. Ogles was born and raised in Middle Tennessee and is an entrepreneur in the restaurant industry and in real estate investments. Before being a representative for District 5, Ogle served as a mayor for Warwick County between 2018 and 2022. And for the U.S. of Representatives for District 6, the incumbent John Rose will continue serving as the representative for District 6. Republican Party nominee John Rose has served as Tennessee's 6th congressional district since 2019. This will be Rose's 4th term serving as representative for District 6.
MTSU student newspaper Sidelines is also working on election coverage for all of you back at home. Reporter Jacob Burgess joins us live from their newsroom. Jacob, what's the latest?
Thank you, Dylan. I'm here in the Center for Innovation and Media with MTSU Sidelines editor Kaylee Shores. Kaylee, take us through how your night's gone so far.
It's going pretty good. We're all getting pretty tired. I've had to cut a couple people off of Red Bull for the night, but other than that, we're doing good.
I know you have your editorial team and your social media team here in the newsroom. Take us through what they've done tonight so far.
Well, so our socials team has been keeping an eye on the stories we publish, and immediately when those go up on the site, they've been getting those graphics out immediately and just keeping our socials up to date. Our editorial team has been taking stuff from our reporters out in the field and just getting those edited and published as fast as possible. I'm actually really proud of them. We got a story that we hadn't planned on doing tonight. We broke a story about some issues that students at MTSU were actually running into at Central Magnet School, which is the polling place closest to campus. Students had registered, they lived out of state, but now they have permanent in-state addresses, obviously because they're students, but they don't have Tennessee driver's license, which is Tennessee state law requires you to either have a Tennessee driver's license or a federal photo ID to vote in the state. And those students didn't have that, so they were running into some issues and having to put in provisionary ballots and then go get a Tennessee driver's license before 48 hours.
Now, I know one of your biggest stories has been the redistricting that's affected MTSU's campus. What's that been like?
Well, so our reporter, Noah McLean, worked with Dr. Blake to get a map together so you can kind of toggle back and forth between the original district maps and the current district maps, and you can kind of see where in current maps MTSU has been carved out of the district we were in and put in another one. So it really affects and solidifies some certain voting outcomes based on the balance of Republican and Democrats in various districts.
Well, Kaylee, thank you for the update, what y'all been doing here at Sidelines. Back to y'all in the studio.
Thank you so much, Jacob. You can see more from Sidelines on their website, mtsusidelines.com. Joining me now is Sidelines News Editor Janine Grover. Janine, your team worked on a story about the political redistricting that essentially cut MTSU's campus in half. Now, regarding that redistricting, Davidson County is said to exhibit possible racial and partisan redistricting. Do you believe it displays one or the other, or possibly both?
I think a lot of the times racial and political redistricting or gerrymandering is one and the same, because a lot of minority voters tend to also vote Democrat, not all the time, but a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the motivation in the House for the redistricting?
Really just keeping in power. You see it in both red and blue states. Just whoever has more power and the power to redistrict tend to want to keep that power, and going into another election year, they want to make sure that they stay a blue state or a red state. We just see it a lot more in Tennessee because we are a red supermajority.
Yeah, and have we seen anything like this play out in Tennessee before?
We have. We see it in a lot of the cities. They tried to break up Davidson. They're still trying to break up Memphis. You see it in Knoxville, Chattanooga, all of the cities. It's a very common thing in the cities.
Yeah, and finally, how do you see this affecting future elections?
I think it is going to affect the power. I think Tennessee is really just going to become further red supermajority. And it'll have less and less chance to become Democrat unless people go out to vote in larger numbers than we've ever seen before.
That's fantastic. So, well, thank you so much, Janine. And if you want to check out any more social media and websites for Sidelines for more of their election coverage. Now moving on, continuing with local results, let's go to Tennessee Senate District 14. The incumbent Shane Reeves has been re-elected for the Tennessee Senate for District 14. Reeves was elected into office during the special election in 2018. Reeves ran unopposed for the Republican primary in August. Taking a look now at the state Senate race for District 16. Incumbent Janice Bowling of the Republican Party has been re-elected at the Tennessee Senate for District 16. Bowling has been in the Senate since 2012. This will be her fourth term serving as senator for District 16. Moving on to the Tennessee House of Representatives, we have two races that were announced earlier as the candidates ran unopposed. Republican Paul Sherrill ran unopposed for the Tennessee House of Representatives for District 43. This will be his fifth term as District 43's representative. Sherrill is currently the majority floor leader for the Republican Party. For District 62, Republican Pat Marsh ran unopposed. Pat Marsh will continue serving District 62 as the representative for his ninth term. Marsh once again will be representing Bedford, Moore, and parts of Lincoln counties after the redistricting. Marsh was originally elected in 2009 during the special election. Turning to Tennessee House of Representatives for District 13. Republican incumbent Robert Stevens has been re-elected to represent District 13. Stevens was elected into his position in 2022, and this will be his second term as House of Representative for District 13.
Moving on to the race for House of Representatives for District 37, Republican incumbent Charlie Baum has been re-elected as District 37's representative. Baum is an MTSU economic professor. He was originally elected in a special election in 2018, and this will be his fourth term as District 37's representative. Looking now at the latest results for Tennessee House of Representatives District 40. Republican incumbent Michael Hale has been re-elected for District 40. This will be Hale's second term. He was first elected in 2022. Hale owns a DeKalb funeral chapel and works as a farmer. Clark Boyd and Joni Cochran faced off for House of Representatives for District 46. Let's check in on that race. Incumbent Clark Boyd has been re-elected. Boyd assumed office in the 2018 election, and this will be his fourth term as Tennessee's House of Representatives for District 46. Continuing with state House races, here are the latest results for District 47. Incumbent Rush Bricken has been re-elected. Bricken was elected in 2018, and this will be his fourth term as District 47 representative. He ran unopposed in the Republican primary.
Here are the latest numbers for the House of Representatives for District 48. Republican incumbent Brian Terry has been re-elected for District 48. Terry assumed office in 2014, and this will be his sixth term as representative for District 48. Moving on to House of District 49, Mike Sparks and Luis Mata facing off in that contest. Republican incumbent Mike Sparks has been re-elected to represent District 49. Sparks was elected to office in 2010. This will be his 8th term. Sparks has attended MTSU, Volunteer State Community College, Nashville School of Real Estate, and the Dale Carnegie Institute.
Turning our attention now to House District 57, here are the latest results in that race. Republican incumbent Susan Lynn has been re-elected as District 57's representative. Lynn first represented the district in 2008, but did not run for re-election in 2010. She ran again in 2012 and has been the district's representative since. And continuing with the results for the Tennessee House of Representatives, we have an update on District 34. Republican incumbent Tim Rudd has been re-elected as the representative for District 34. Rudd assumed the office first in 2016, and this will be his 3rd term overall.
Candidates and voters across Middle Tennessee are watching the returns come in from various watch parties. Middle Tennessee News reporter Kira Fullington joins us now live from Rutherford County Republican headquarters. Kira, how's it?
Yes, here at the Republican Watch Party, we spoke to 3 different representatives who all won their re-election. Here's what they had to say. How are you feeling tonight?
Extremely tired, but very happy.
And what has the voter turnout been today? Has it been good?
I believe so. I hadn't seen the exact numbers. Early voting was very, very good in Rutherford County, and statewide, the early voting was excellent. So, and the election today, most of the precincts were very, very heavy. And I've noticed the traditional Democrat precincts today were lower than normal, and the Republican precincts were higher at early voting.
Okay, and throughout this term, what are you excited to get into, and what are you advocating for?
Well, we got a lot of legislation and legal right now, everything from banking to Benefit Equalization Act and other things I'm working on. Things I'm also investigating some issues with one of the state departments. We'll see how that ends up. And a lot of times we'll do a lot of social issues. This time I'm going to be doing far more technical issues.
It's finally election day. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Everything in Rutherford County seems to be going our way. We're just pins and needles to see how the rest of the nation falls out.
What are you advocating for? What are you excited to get accomplished?
There's several issues that we have to deal with as a state. We are facing a nationwide shortage of physicians, and being a physician myself, we're looking to see how we can recruit and retain physicians in Tennessee. Also, I have a landfill in my district, and there is a solid waste issue within the state, and so finding alternative solutions to get solid waste out of Rutherford County is something that we'll be looking at, as well as we have obviously growth in Tennessee and here in Rutherford County, and I'm looking at how we can amend the growth funding for our schools.
How are you feeling after you just won up for re-election?
It's very exciting, and it's very empowering to realize that the constituents had a trust in me to represent them again, and I'm very honored and excited to do that. So 2 years ago, Rutherford County got a 5th House seat. I won that election 2 years ago. This is my first re-election bid, and I'm very honored to be able to continue serving.
And is there anything that you're excited to get moving forward in your new term?
Well, we need to be looking for ways to combat illegal immigration in Tennessee, and if President Trump wins, then I think that will be much easier. If he doesn't win, it will be more difficult, but we're committed to getting bills passed to focus on that issue. We've got to find ways to reduce costs for hardworking families that have been crushed with inflation and outrageous interest rates from federal mismanagement. And then we've also got to find ways to address crime. We have a growing crime problem in our state, especially with juveniles, and I have some ideas for bills that I'm going to file this year to try to address that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
The Republican headquarters has reason to celebrate tonight as they had a red wave of votes. In Murfreesboro, I'm Kira Fullington at the Republican headquarters. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kira. Still to come on MTSU Vote 2024, we'll go live to the Democratic Watch Party in downtown Murfreesboro. And more results from our local races in Rutherford, Cannon, and Coffee counties. Stay with us.
What I love about MTSU is that you already know if you are guaranteed to be admitted. The requirements aren't hidden, and you can know today if you are accepted and qualify for one of our guaranteed scholarships. There's no mystery. Plus, you can add all of your scholarships together. We have so much to offer, and it's all right here on campus. Apply on our website at mtsu.edu/apply now. And don't forget to submit your application by December 1st to qualify for a guaranteed scholarship.
And that's how electricity flows.
Hey, Mom! Don't break it, don't break it.
It's just one thing.
Thank you.
Wow, this looks amazing.
This is the electric robot I made all by myself.
Welcome back to MTSU Vote 2024. We've got all your local coverage and updates from our Middle Tennessee elections, as well as check on state and federal races. But first, let's check in with our reporter Emma Pickett. Emma joins us now live from the Democrat Celebration headquarters at Walnut House in Murfreesboro. Emma, how's it going over there?
Thank you so much, Taylor. I am here at the Democratic headquarters for our election night, and the votes have been coming in. The energy tonight has just been amazing, and I am with Amelia Pont, who ran for District 34 House seat. Amelia, thank you so much for taking time and speaking to us. And I just wanted to ask, how are you feeling now that Election Day is finally here?
I feel like I can take a deep breath. It's been a very long year. I've been waiting for this day a very long time. A lot of people have. A lot of people in my district are very excited to see that we're finally in a place where we can cast our votes, we can see where our community lies, and we can look to the future now, because we always knew that this was moving the needle, and now we can look forward.
Yes. And earlier tonight, you gave a beautiful speech where you talked about your campaign, the work that's left to do, and can you tell us a little bit more about what is in your future?
For my future, I want to really hone in on the shared values that we have between Democrats, Republicans. Really, all we need to focus on are our Tennessee families. And so identifying those shared values and learning how to have conversations that get to the root of our issues so that we can actually come up with solutions to our problems instead of falling into this trap of political rhetoric that just further divides us. I am just really excited for the opportunity to see more of my community. Really, my district is so diverse. It's large, it's rural, it's suburban, it's urban, and I am really looking forward to seeing how I can bring everyone together so that we can really figure out what our family's greatest needs are and then come up with the real solutions that we need to make sure that we alleviate those burdens for them.
Well, thank you so much, Amelia, for joining us tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your night. This is Emma Pickett at the Democratic headquarters for MTSU's Vote 2024. Back to you, Taylor.
Thank you so much, Emma. It looks very alive over there.
Good stuff from there, and continuing now with more live updates, we have the latest numbers from Bedford County. Shelbyville City Council Ward 3 results are in. There was one seat open and 3 candidates ran. Betsy Noel has been voted in for the Shelbyville City Council seat for Ward 3. Noel is focusing on unity, better jobs, and safer neighborhoods for Shelbyville during her time on the council. And in the Shelbyville Council Ward 5 race, Josh Blevins is elected into the seat for Ward 5 in the Shelbyville City Council. Blevins' goals for his time in office are focused on public safety and strategic planning for the city and infrastructure improvement.
Turning now to a check on state and federal races. Our MTSU journalism students are working on election analytics for you. Reporters Dixon Riggins and Mary Grace Newman join us again for some live updates. Dixon, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Taylor. We're here checking in with MTSU's election analytics class, who earlier gave us updates on the presidential, electoral college, and Senate races. But now we move on to the U.S. House of Representatives race. Mary Grace, how is the House race looking right now?
Well, as you can see behind us, we have the Republicans leading with 107 and the Democrats with 61. We still have 267 unallocated votes. It's hard to tell right now when you have this big gray bar right here, but we will have more information as we get it.
Thank you so much. We'll be having one more national update before the night is over, but now let's switch gears to the Tennessee state races. Let's check the Tennessee Senate race right now. How is that one looking right now?
So as you see, we have a lot of red and a lot of gray. The state Senate most gray area is because most of these positions may not be on the ballot for this election year. Some are, but most of them are not. But we still see a lot of Republican.
Yes, and earlier we received several updates on how the Tennessee House of Representatives races were going. So now let's check in on the Tennessee House. How is that one looking right now?
This is definitely more red. We still have some of those small Democratic areas in the Nashville and Memphis area. We have a little bit of blue in Cleveland, Tennessee, but we can tell that the Republicans are more than likely to take control of the state legislature.
Thank you so much. We'll be having one more update where we'll look back at the U.S. map and the Electoral College before the night is over. But until then, back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary Grace and Dixon. It's going to be interesting to see how it all works out. In Cannon County, results for the Woodbury alderman positions are in. There were 6 seats open and 7 people ran. All but one of the Woodbury aldermen are running again during this year's election. The new aldermen are Jeff Todd, Hayden Bryson, Harold Patrick, Faye Knox, Luann Curley, and Adam Melton. In DeKalb County, residents are voting on a wheel tax referendum and general obligation bond. The wheel tax referendum adopts a $50 wheel tax in the county for every motor-driven vehicle, as long as the owner lives in DeKalb County. The county did collectively deny the vote for the proposed wheel tax. The general obligation bond determines whether or not the county of DeKalb will build a new judicial center and jail for the county. The county voted in opposition to the construction of a new judicial center and jail.
Here on MTSU's campus, students are watching election results roll in at a student watch party. Reporter Dawson Riggins is joining us live from the NTSU Student Union. Dawson, how's it going over there?
Thank you, Taylor. That's right. I'm back here at the MTSU Student Union for the election watch party tonight, and I'm here with MTSU Student Body President Makai Mosby. And Makai, we're getting towards the end of the evening, so talk to me a little bit about some of the responses that you've been hearing from students here tonight.
As you can see, students are still excited. We still have students here that have been kicking it with us all day. As we get close into the night, you're starting to see some of the real numbers come in. But one thing our students, although some of them are getting discouraged, what we have not started to see is a decrease in their engagement and their enthusiasm about still seeing this process unfold. And so this is what we're super proud about tonight.
So talk to me a little bit about some of the other partnerships that y'all have made on campus and just how the impact that they've made on tonight's election watch party.
Yeah, so we brought this idea to our American Democracy Project in addition to our School of Media Entertainment, our School of Journalism. A lot of the people who have a hand in running even these productions, they all said this would be a great idea, and so I'm super excited to see all the different areas of our campus community come together to provide this opportunity for students.
And so just talk to me a little bit about just how y'all are feeling about just seeing all of the engagement from students throughout the night, even getting into this part of the night, still seeing engagement from the students. Talk to me about that a little bit.
It's really breathtaking. It's really a sight to see, and it's a great indication that our students are active, they are engaged. I've stated all day that we have over 1,300 college voter registration on this campus alone, and that speaks to our students, the attention to what's going on in our society. I'm super proud of our student body.
Thank you so much, Makai. Back to you, Taylor.
Thank you so much, Dawson. It looks alive over there. Much more to come still on MTSU Vote 2024. We'll sit down with a local mayor who held that position for more than 40 years, but now he's ready to pass the torch. That story and more election returns for you after the break.
Do you want more from your college experience? At Middle Tennessee State University, that's exactly what you get. More majors, more opportunities, more guaranteed scholarships. Up to $32,000 over 4 years. MTSU, Tennessee's University of Opportunities.
Stars come to Middle Tennessee State University. And students come here to become stars, no matter what they pursue. We're the only college of media and entertainment in the world, just outside the heart of Nashville.
Mic check, 1, 2, everybody listen. When you do it like this, ain't no competition. I'm talking B.I.G., VIP. Treat them like a front row seat and make them pay attention. If I shoot for the 3, then I ain't never missing. Cranking up the degrees like I was in the kitchen. Can't lose, got too much to prove. And when you do it all, it get too hard to do it.
Our curriculum and facilities are cutting edge, and our relationships with industry leaders give students an edge over the competition. Check it out! You can get real-world experience with degrees in recording industry, media arts, journalism and strategic media, and more. Media and entertainment at Middle Tennessee State University. Learn to shine.
Middle Tennessee State University offers more than 100 master's and doctoral degrees designed for working professionals. Many of MTSU's graduate programs are offered partially or completely online. More information is available at mtsu.edu/.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to MTSU Vote 2024. We have your local election results for 7 Middle Tennessee counties, as well as live updates for federal and state races. Let's go now to Coffee County. We have an update on their county commissioner seat too. The county elected Benton Brown sergeant for the Manchester Police Department to fill that seat. Brown capitalizes on being a concerned citizen of Coffee County rather than a politician.
And for the Coffee County Commissioner Seat 6 race, Sammy Anderson III will be joining Terry Hirschman to represent District 6 for the Coffee County Commissioner seat. Moving on to Warren County, here are the latest results for the mayoral race in Centertown. Ramona Mathis has been elected as Centertown's new mayor. Mathis has been serving Centertown as an alderman but will now step in as mayor.
Also in Warren County, we have the results for the Viola Alderman 2 available seats. Carolyn Garrettson has been re-elected to one of the open positions for Viola Alderman. Garrettson will continue serving Viola as an alderman. RZ Tim Templeton III has been re-elected to one of the open positions for Viola Alderman. Templeton will also continue serving Viola as an alderman. Continuing in Warren County, for the McMinnville alderman positions, there are 3 seats open and 5 candidates ran for these available seats. McMinnville has 3 women running once more for city alderman positions this year. The McMinnville alderman seats will be filled by Sally Brock, Rachel Hoover, and Kara Youngblood.
For the first time in more than 40 years, Auburntown will elect a new mayor. Reporter Jacob Burgess sat down with outgoing Mayor Roger Turney to talk about his legacy.
Here in Auburntown, not much has changed over the last 75 years since the town was incorporated. One of the most consistent aspects has been the presence of Roger Turney. He's been mayor of Auburntown since 1972. Turney's family has been here since the beginning of Auburntown, with his grandfather being the very first mayor.
How are we doing today? Doing good, how about you?
Turney lived here as a child, but moved away and spent his teen years in California.
I'll never forget, I was in the 4th grade at Auburn School here, and I can remember telling the kids, man, I'm going to California, the big city. I'll never come back to this little place. I'm going there where the fun is. Well, needless to say, I had to eat my words. In that 4th grade, when I told those kids I'd never be back, by the time I turned 21, I was bound and determined to come back to Tennessee.
Turney came back to the area to finish his education degree, eventually settling down in Auburntown for good.
I was principal of school here. They asked me to serve on the city council, and I agreed to do that. I served on the city council, and the mayor that we had at that time, Magnus Phillips, he had to resign as mayor, and they asked me to fulfill that. Well, we didn't even have an election. They just put me in. The city council voted to put me in as mayor, and I've been mayor now for almost 50 years. This is one of these jobs, once you get it, it's a lifetime appointment, I think.
As principal of Auburn School, he was a do-it-all type of principal. He would teach 5 classes in a day, with a single planning period on top of being the principal. As mayor, Turney was able to help the city grow. He got city water for Auburntown and the surrounding areas, built a town park named in honor of his grandfather, and opened a community center. Turney, though, is now ready to pass it on to the next generation to continue leading the town.
I'm very fortunate that the last few years we've had a new council member, Marty Harris. She is one of these real go-getters, and she has agreed to serve as mayor.
Harris is no stranger to how Auburntown operates. She comes from a family of local council members. Her father served on the same board with Turney back in the day.
Try to take the place of Roger. I want to do the best I can for the city of Auburntown.
Auburntown is looking forward to seeing what changes their first new mayor since the 70s will bring. In Auburntown, Jacob Burgess, Middle Tennessee News for MTSU Vote 2024.
Thank you so much, Jacob. As Roger Turney is retiring from his historic run as mayor of Auburntown, Marty Jerian Harris ran unopposed and will serve as Auburntown's new mayor. Harris hopes to preserve Auburntown's charm and way of life.
Moving on to Mount Juliet and the race for the District 1 County Commissioner. Art Giles is the newly elected commissioner for Mount Juliet's District 1. This is Giles' first time serving Mount Juliet in a government position. Also in Mount Juliet, the latest results are in for their County Commissioner District 3 race. Scott Hefner has been re-elected as Mount Juliet's commissioner for District 3. Hefner has served Mount Juliet for years in different positions in the city government. In Wilson County, here's the latest on the Lebanon Alderman Ward 2 seat. Gary Ashley has won the seat for Lebanon Alderman for Ward 2. This will be Ashley's first time serving Lebanon as an alderman.
When we come back, analysis on the swing states playing a key role in the presidential race and a check on the Electoral College. Stay with us for more MTSU Vote 2024.
I am True Blue.
As a member of this diverse community,
I am a valuable contributor
to its progress and success.
I am engaged in the life of this community. I am a recipient and a giver.
I am a listener and a speaker. I am honest in word and deed.
I am committed to reason, not violence.
I am a learner.
Now and forever.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
I'm a Blue Raider.
True Blue.
See that? Go slow.
I see it.
Hello.
Hello.
You are looking good today.
Well, thank you.
I think it's time we take this off, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Welcome back to MTSU Vote 2024, where we are dedicated to bringing you live updates from 7 counties, as well as state and federal election results. We are now joined by MTSU political science student Ross List. Ross is completing his degree in political science. He is also working as a Veterans Affairs Office here in Murfreesboro. As a student in a class on topics on American politics, he and his classmates are working with the MTSU journalism class on election analytics this semester. Ross, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me, and especially talking about this semester. It's always been interesting, especially with the president and the Senate and the House, but of course, the swing states.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, I'm probably one of 2 people in this studio, lovely place, that remembers when Tennessee was a blue state.
Yes.
So it's pretty interesting. Most people don't know that.
No, absolutely not. And tell me, what has your class been working on in this political science class?
Well, of course, talking about the presidency and of course the House races, but again, the swing states very pivotal because over the last 24 years, there's been about 14 to 15 key swing states. And of course, tonight, you may hear of one actual swing state that actually stayed true. So coming up soon, I bet you'll hear some more information about that.
Well, that's exciting. And so you talk about Tennessee being a swing state. When was the last time that this was happening?
So mid-90s, we were very middle of the road blue. Of course, 2000, we kind of tilted more red. And of course, the middle of 2004, we staunchly became very red. But in the middle of the 90s, we were very blue. And that's good because most of the time when we have swing states, you look at population, people move and vote with their feet and their money and their electoral college votes. So what we're looking forward to is census data. Please make sure to always fill that information out, especially at the 2020, and then of course now coming up in 2030.
And to finish this out, when will Tennessee get more college electoral votes, do you think?
Now, that being said, we are stuck at 11. We went from 10 to 11 in 1980. Now, that being said, from the year 2000 till now, 750,000 people have moved here. Now, from 2010 to now, 550,000. So by the year 2030, there's a really good chance we should be at 12 electoral college votes, if not 14. But again, people have to make sure they fill out that pivotal information on the census data.
Absolutely, that is so important. And thank you so much, Ross. It is lovely to have you again.
Thank you.
And, you know, if you want to check out the Student News website at middletennesseenews.net for more content for this unique academic collaboration. Let's get back to more election results coming up tonight, looking at the race for the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives for Tennessee. The United States Senate race for the Tennessee was won by Marsha Blackburn. The United States of Representatives for District 4 is now held by Scott DeCharlet. The seat and let's get a check on the race of the White House right now. It takes 270 electoral votes to win the presidential election. Reporter Dixon Riggins is in with Mary Grace Newman. They're following the electoral votes right now for us tonight. Dixon, how is it over there?
Thanks, Taylor. We have some updates since we were last on the map. As you can see here, we have some states along the west coast that have gone blue, as well as some in the middle and southern parts of the United States that have gone red. And Mary Grace, we've had our first swing state of the night. Tell us about it.
We have indeed. North Carolina has been called. They are officially a red state. We also have Georgia cutting it close. They are almost ready to call. We will see that soon, hopefully.
Yes, and as the night goes on, what do you expect to see from the rest of the swing states as we go on to later tonight and even into tomorrow?
Well, you can't really tell right now. We sure have some that are close. Georgia is at 90%. I think they are leading in red. I'm not sure, but I cannot promise anything. But also Pennsylvania is cutting it close. Arizona and Wisconsin and Michigan could take till tomorrow to get called, but we will know for sure later tonight.
Yes, and real quick before we go, let's get one last check of the electoral votes. Mary Grace, what's happening here and what do we expect to see going forward?
As you can see, Donald Trump is winning with 230. We are cutting it close to the 270 mark, but I'm sure it will take a little while to get there. Harris has 179, and we also still have 129 unallocated as of right now.
Yes, thank you so much, Mary Grace. And thank you so much to Dr. Kim Blake's election analytics class for giving us the graphics that we use to keep up to date on how the elections were going for tonight. That's it for the graphics. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Mary Grace and Dixon. Make sure to check out both Sidelines and Middle Tennessee News as the night goes on for more live updates over the Electoral College. Let's get back to more election results coming in tonight, looking at our race for the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives for Tennessee. The United States Senate race for Tennessee was won by Marsha Blackburn. The United States House of Representatives for District 4 is now held by Scott DeCharlet. The United States House of Representatives for District 5 seat is now held by Andy Ogle, and the seat for U.S. House of Representatives District 6 is now held by John Rose. We invite you to follow our student journalists on all of our social media sites, Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Also make sure to check the student news website at middletennesseenews.net for more live updates throughout the election night. You can also follow Sidelines on their social media sites on Instagram and X at MTSU Sidelines and their website at mtsusidelines.com. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and our MTSU Vote 2024 special election coverage.
We'd also like to thank all the students, faculty, and staff and departments that worked together to bring you this special. From all of us, have a great evening.
MTSU's Vote 2024 special coverage is brought to you by a collaboration of Middle Tennessee News, True Blue TV, MTSU Sidelines, the School of Journalism and Strategic Media, Department of Media Arts, College of Media and Entertainment, the Political Science Department, and